Beloved, hear me when I say this. You cannot afford to lay your head down at night without first lifting your heart to the one who kept you all day long. Do you realize the mercy it takes just to make it through the hours? To wake in the morning and move through the noise, the battles, the temptations, the struggles. You didn't do that by your own strength. No, grace carried you, mercy covered you, and before you close your eyes, you owe it to your soul to whisper a prayer that aligns your spirit with heaven. Because the truth is, night is not just about sleep, it is about surrender. When you close your eyes, you release control. You don't know what happens in the unseen. You don't know the warfare that circles in the midnight. You don't know the battles fought while you rest. But what you can do is set the atmosphere. You can seal your night with prayer. You can put angels on assignment with your words. You can cover your house, your children, your future, your mind, your destiny with a prayer before you sleep. Don't you dare let the sun go down on your anger, your worry, your fear without praying, because prayer is not just words. It's alignment, it's declaration, it's protection. When you pray before you sleep, you are saying, God, I trust you with what I cannot see. I trust you with what I cannot control. I trust you with the hours where I am most vulnerable. You're placing your life back into the hands of the one who never slumbers, never sleeps, never takes his eyes off of you. Never sleep without saying, thank you. Thank you for sparing me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for shielding me from dangers seen and unseen. Gratitude is a weapon. Gratitude confuses the enemy. Gratitude opens the gates of heaven over your life. Never sleep without saying, forgive me. Forgive me for the wrong I spoke, for the wrong I thought, for the wrong I did. Because unconfessed sin weighs down your soul, but forgiveness lifts it. There is no sweeter sleep than the sleep of someone whose heart has been washed clean in prayer. Never sleep without saying, cover me, cover my body, my mind, my dreams. Cover my children, my family, my tomorrow. Because when you pray this prayer, you're building a shield around your life. You're drawing a line the enemy cannot cross. You're setting a boundary that darkness cannot invade. Beloved, prayer at night is not optional. It's survival. It is not ritual. It's relationship. It's saying, God, I'm yours in the daytime and I'm yours in the nighttime. I give you my waking and my sleeping. I give you my conscious thoughts and my unconscious dreams. I belong to you all the way. So never sleep without praying this prayer. Never close your eyes without saying, thank you, forgive me, cover me. Because tomorrow is not promised. But if you place tonight in God's hands, he will meet you in the morning with new mercies. Go to sleep, but don't go to sleep unprepared. Rest, but rest in prayer. And as you do, may peace flood your mind. May angels stand guard at your door. May heaven surround your bed, and may your soul find rest in the one who holds it all. Listen to me, because I need you to feel this deep in your spirit. When the sun sets, when the world gets quiet, when your body grows weary and your eyes long for rest, you cannot afford to just lie down and drift into sleep without anchoring yourself in prayer. The night is not simply about rest, it's about trust. It's about releasing the hours you cannot control into the hands of the God who holds everything together. That's why prayer before sleep is not a ritual, it's not tradition, it's not routine, it's survival. It is your shield, your covering, your alignment with heaven. You see, every day you walk through, you've been surrounded by unseen battles. Every step you take, there are forces working against you, distractions pulling at you, burdens pressing on you, and dangers you never even saw coming. But you made it. You made it through one more day. Not by your wit, not by your strength, not by your ability, but by the grace that carried you. And when you close your eyes at night, you must recognize that same grace is the only thing that can keep you while you're vulnerable, when you are not alert, when your body and mind are surrendered to sleep. That's why prayer before sleep is alignment. It's the moment you say, God, I made it through this day because of you, and I trust you with my night. You're acknowledging that he is your keeper, your sustainer, your defender. You can lay down without fear because you've already declared over your life that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No attack launched in the midnight hour will prevail. No scheme of the enemy will infiltrate your home. Why? Because you set the atmosphere with prayer. Don't you dare let your head hit the pillow without first lifting your voice, because the enemy waits for cracks. He waits for doors left open. He waits for people who walk in pride, thinking they don't need to pray, thinking they're strong enough on their own. But prayer is the key that locks the door. Prayer is the hedge that surrounds your bed. Prayer is the invitation for heaven to guard what you can't guard yourself. And let me tell you something, when you pray before you sleep, you are not just protecting yourself, you are covering everything connected to you. Your children, even if they're grown, even if they're far from home, are shielded by your prayers. Your household is fortified because you dared to pray. Your future is secured because you planted seeds in the soil of heaven before you closed your eyes. Prayer is not about long words, it's not about polished phrases. Sometimes all it takes is a whisper, Lord, keep me. Sometimes it's a simple cry, God, I need you. Sometimes it's just gratitude spilling out. Thank you for today, thank you for strength, thank you for keeping me when I didn't even know I was in danger. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you know how much authority there is in the prayer of someone who truly believes? Heaven responds to those words. Angels move at the sound of those words. Chains break, attacks are cancelled. Peace floods the room because one soul dared to pray before laying down. And let me remind you, you don't control tomorrow. You don't know what waits for you in the morning. But what you can do is secure your night. You can hand your soul into the care of the one who never sleeps, never slumbers, never closes his eyes. He watches over you when you cannot watch over yourself. He fights battles in the unseen while you rest. He positions blessings for your tomorrow while you dream. And all he asks is that you don't ignore him when the day is done. So hear me, prayer before sleep is not optional, it is vital. Don't let the day close without thanking him, without surrendering to him, without aligning yourself with him. Because when you pray, you put your night in God's hands, and when your night is in God's hands, you can rest in peace. Not the peace of the grave, but the peace that passes all understanding, the peace that guards your heart and mind, the peace that lets you lay your head down without worry, without fear, without anxiety. Go ahead and rest, but rest covered. Rest, but rest aligned. Rest, but rest knowing heaven is watching. And it all starts with prayer. Gratitude, my friend, is not just a polite gesture. Gratitude is warfare. Gratitude is power. Gratitude is the posture that shifts atmospheres and breaks chains. When you lie down at night, before you surrender to the stillness of sleep, your mouth ought to open and say, thank you. Thank you for the day I just walked through. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the strength in my body. Thank you for the food on my table, the roof over my head, the peace in my mind. Because gratitude is not about what you have in your hand, it's about what you recognize in your heart. Don't wait until everything looks perfect to give thanks. Don't wait until the battle is over to say thank you. Thank him while you're still in it. Thank him while the tears are still falling. Thank him while the weight is still heavy. Because gratitude says, even if I don't have all I want, I see your hand in all I have. Even if I'm still waiting on breakthrough, I'm not blind to the blessings that already surround me. Gratitude is faith in action. It is your soul declaring, I trust you enough to praise you before I see the answer. And let me tell you why gratitude at night is so important, because the enemy thrives on murmuring. The enemy thrives on complaining. The enemy thrives on bitterness and discontent. He wants you to lie down rehearsing what went wrong, what you don't have, who hurt you, who left you. But when you open your mouth and say, thank you, you snatch the power right out of his hands. Gratitude shuts the door to torment. Gratitude seals the cracks where depression and anxiety try to creep in. Gratitude confuses the adversary because he expected you to go to bed bitter, but instead you went to bed blessed. Think about it. How many nights have you tossed and turned, replaying frustrations, wrestling with fears, rehearsing offenses, and you woke up more tired than when you first laid down? But if you learn to end your day with gratitude, you'll find that peace enters where chaos used to live. Thankfulness shifts the weight. Gratitude allows your soul to breathe. It says, I refuse to lie down heavy. I refuse to sleep bitter. I refuse to close my eyes angry. No, I'm going to lay down light because I gave my thanks. Gratitude is also a seed. When you thank God for what He's already done, you open the door for Him to do more. He looks at the grateful heart and says, I can trust you with more because you value what I've already given. Do you realize that your next blessing could be waiting on your current thanksgiving? Do you realize your breakthrough could be tied to your gratitude? When the 10 lepers were healed, only one came back to say thank you. And the one who came back received more than healing. He received wholeness. Don't just settle for being blessed when gratitude can make you whole. Before you sleep, say thank you for the things you see and the things you don't see. Thank you for the doors that opened and thank you for the ones that shut. Because sometimes closed doors are protection. Thank you for the people who stayed and thank you for the ones who walked away. Because sometimes subtraction is addition. Thank you for the yes and thank you for the no, because both are shaping me into who I'm meant to be. That's the kind of gratitude that matures you, that grows you, that positions you for destiny. Gratitude is not about ignoring your struggles. Gratitude is about choosing your focus. You can lie down magnifying your problems, or you can lie down magnifying your provider. You can close your eyes heavy with complaints, or you can close your eyes light with thanksgiving. The choice is yours, but let me tell you, peace belongs to the grateful. Joy belongs to the grateful. Rest belongs to the grateful. So never, ever, ever sleep without saying thank you. Whisper it, shout it. Sing it, let it flow until your heart is lighter and your mind is calmer. Let gratitude be the last sound heaven hears from your lips before you drift into dreams. Because when you do, you don't just go to sleep. You go to sleep covered, aligned, and ready to wake up to brand. New mercies waiting for you in the morning. Forgiveness, child of God, is the medicine your soul cannot live without. You cannot afford to end your day carrying the weight of anger, bitterness, or regret. When you close your eyes at night without releasing those heavy loads, you are laying down with poison in your spirit. And let me tell you, poison left unchecked spreads. It creeps into your dreams, it hardens your heart, it clouds your judgment, and it steals your peace. That is why before you drift into sleep, you must whisper a prayer that says, Lord, forgive me and help me forgive. Do you realize how much baggage we pick up in a single day? A careless word someone spoke, an offense we didn't expect, a mistake we regret, a thought we should not have entertained. All of it sticks to us like dust on our shoes. If you don't stop and clean it off, you will carry today's dirt into tomorrow's journey, and eventually the load becomes unbearable, but forgiveness wipes it away. Forgiveness unclogs the soul. Forgiveness lets you rest easy because your heart is not chained to yesterday's wounds. You cannot control how people treat you, but you can control whether or not you allow their actions to live in your heart. Some of you are losing sleep not because of the noise around you, but because of the noise within you. Replay after replay, scene after scene, you rehearse what they did, what they said, how they hurt you. But tonight, let it go. Tonight, tell God, I release it into your hands. I will not let anger be my pillow. I will not let bitterness be my blanket. I will not let revenge rock me to sleep. And let me speak to the other side too. Not only must you forgive others, but you must seek forgiveness for yourself. How many nights have you tossed and turned because guilt was whispering in your ear? Because shame was gnawing at your conscience, because regret was chaining you to your past. But God's mercy is new every morning, and His forgiveness is available every night. All He asks is that you confess it. Own it. Say, Lord, I missed it. Lord, I fell short. Lord, I thought it, I said it, I did it. But I lay it before you now. Wash me, cleanse me, renew me. And He will. There is no sweeter sleep than the sleep of a forgiven soul. A soul washed clean by grace. A soul that doesn't have to hide, doesn't have to pretend, doesn't have to carry yesterday's mistakes into tomorrow's opportunities. Forgiveness clears the slate. Forgiveness resets the heart. Forgiveness prepares you to wake up lighter, freer, stronger. Now understand this. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was right. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the offense. Forgiveness simply says, I will not let this wound control me. I will not let bitterness become my master. I will not drink the poison of hate and expect the other person to suffer. No, forgiveness sets you free. Forgiveness releases you into peace. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself while you place the offender in God's hands. That's why Jesus said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath, because the longer you hold it, the deeper it digs in. The longer you replay it, the more it grows roots in your heart. Deal with it before you close your eyes. Release it before you rest your head. Forgive so you can be forgiven. Before you sleep, say, Lord, cleanse my heart, remove the bitterness, remove the anger, remove the shame, cover me with your mercy, and then rest knowing heaven heard you, rest knowing the blood of Jesus washes away every stain. Rest knowing you don't have to carry it anymore. Sleep clean, sleep light, sleep forgiven, because when you do, you will wake up renewed, refreshed, and ready for the new mercies that are waiting with the sunrise. There comes a time when you've got to recognize that you cannot cover yourself. You may lock your doors, you may set your alarms, you may plan for tomorrow, but there are things that no lock, no alarm, no plan can protect you from. There are forces moving in the unseen, battles raging in the spirit, dangers you don't even know are circling your life. That is why before you lay your head down, you must open your mouth and say, Lord, cover me. Cover my house, cover my family, cover my mind, cover my future, cover my dreams. Because the truth is, only God can build a hedge strong enough to keep you through the night. When you pray for covering, you are acknowledging your limitations. You're saying, I cannot see everything, I cannot guard everything, I cannot control everything, but I know the one who can. There is power in that surrender. There is strength in that humility to say, Lord, I put my children in your hands. I put my finances in your hands. I put my body, my health, my mind in your hands. Because when you place it in his hands, you can lay down without fear, knowing that he neither slumbers nor sleeps. While you rest, he is watching. While you dream, he is fighting. While you are vulnerable, he is vigilant. Cover me is not just words, it is warfare. You're drawing a bloodline around your house. You're establishing a boundary that darkness cannot cross. You're telling every demon, every attack, every scheme of the enemy, you can come this far but no further. You're putting angels on assignment with your prayer. Do you realize how powerful that is? You may be laying in bed whispering a simple prayer, but in the spirit realm, angels are standing guard, swords drawn, waiting for the command to protect what you've placed under God's covering. And don't just ask him to cover you physically, ask him to cover your mind, because the enemy loves to attack when you're weak, when you're tired, when you're drifting between wake and sleep. Night terrors, anxious dreams, restless thoughts. These are the enemy's playground if you don't set a guard. But when you pray, Lord, cover my mind, a peace takes over. Fear has no foothold. Anxiety has no bed to lie in. Depression has no invitation. Your sleep becomes sweet because your mind is wrapped in his peace. Cover your children even if they are not under your roof. Your prayers can stretch across cities, across states, across nations. When you say, Lord, cover my son, cover my daughter, heaven moves. Do you know how many attacks never touched your family because of your prayers? Do you know how many accidents, how many temptations, how many dangers were blocked because you dared to pray, Lord, cover them? Some of the greatest miracles in your life are the ones you never even knew you needed, because God covered you before the trouble reached you. And let me say this, covering is not just defense, it's preparation. When you ask God to cover your tomorrow, he goes ahead of you. He makes crooked places straight. He levels mountains. He opens doors no man can shut. He aligns opportunities you didn't even know were possible. By the time you step into tomorrow, it's already been touched by his hand. That's the power of praying, cover me. So before you close your eyes, pray over your house, pray over your children, pray over your health, pray over your finances, pray over your destiny. Don't go to sleep uncovered. Don't rest without building that hedge. Don't lie down thinking you're strong enough on your own. You're not. But the one who watches over Israel never slumbers, never sleeps, never steps away. And if you call on him, he will cover you. Go to bed tonight knowing that you are not unguarded. Heaven has posted watchmen at your door. Angels are circling your bed. The Spirit of God himself is hovering over your life. So rest easy, not because the world is safe, but because you are covered. And when you wake in the morning, it will be into brand. New mercies, because the same God who covered you through the night will carry you into your tomorrow. Prayer is not a checklist. It is not something you do to appease tradition, nor is it a ritual you rush through to quiet your conscience. Prayer is relationship, it is intimacy, it is the sound of a child speaking to their father, and when you pray before you sleep, you are not just reciting words, you are nurturing the most vital relationship in your life. You are saying, God, I don't just need you in the daylight when I'm busy, I need you in the nighttime when I'm vulnerable. I don't just need you in my strength, I need you in my weakness. I don't just need you in my waking, I need you in my resting. Think about it. When you love someone, you don't only speak to them in the morning and ignore them the rest of the day. You carry them with you. You want them to be the last voice you hear before you close your eyes. That's how prayer works. It's about connection. It's about keeping the line of communication open so that your spirit is never disconnected from the one who is your source. Too many of us have turned prayer into ritual empty words, repeated phrases, hurried routines. We treat God like an appointment instead of a relationship. But a relationship requires presence, it requires honesty, it requires vulnerability. When you whisper that prayer at night, don't say it because you have to, say it because you get to. You get to talk to the Creator of heaven and earth. You get to pour out your fears, your hopes, your struggles, your dreams into the ears of the one who cares for you. That's not ritual, that's relationship. Prayer is not about impressing God with your eloquence. It's about inviting him into your reality. Sometimes prayer is words, and sometimes it's just silence where your heart leans into his presence. Sometimes it's shouting with joy, and sometimes it's weeping into your pillow. But either way, it's communion, it's being with him. It's letting him remind you, I am here, I am near, I am listening. When you make prayer relational, you shift from obligation to expectation. You begin to look forward to it because you know that every time you open your mouth, heaven responds. Every time you whisper his name, he leans in closer. Every time you release your burdens, he takes them upon himself. And when you do this before bed, you end your day not alone, but held, not empty, but filled, not disconnected, but embraced. Do you know why so many people go to bed restless? Because they went to bed religious, but not relational. They mumbled through a few words, but they never opened their heart. They checked the box of prayer, but they didn't touch the heart of God, and then they wonder why peace didn't come. Peace flows out of relationship. Rest flows out of relationship. Confidence flows out of relationship. When you know the one you're speaking to, you don't just go through the motions. You connect, you release, you rest, and here's the beauty of relationship. Prayer isn't just about you talking, it's about you listening. It's about you stilling your soul long enough to hear him whisper back, to feel him comfort you, guide you, speak into your spirit even as you drift into sleep. Sometimes the answers you've been searching for in the noise of the day come quietly in the stillness of the night because you dared to turn prayer from ritual into relationship. Before you sleep, don't just recite, relate. Don't just perform, connect, don't just speak. Commune, say, Father, here I am, not perfect, not polished, not pretending. Just me, cover me, speak to me, walk with me even in my dreams. And when you do, you'll discover that prayer isn't something you're obligated to do. It's something your soul longs to do. It's the privilege of being known and loved by God. So never let prayer become lifeless repetition. Let it be love, let it be relationship, let it be the moment that keeps you close to him, not just in the daylight of your activity, but in the midnight of your vulnerability, because prayer is not ritual, it's the rhythm of a living, breathing relationship with the God who never leaves your side. Tomorrow is a mystery. You don't know what it holds. You don't know what doors will open, what challenges will arise, what opportunities will come knocking, or what storms may roll in. You don't know who you will meet, what decisions you will have to make, or what burdens may try to weigh you down. And because tomorrow is unknown, you cannot step into it unprepared. That is why prayer before you sleep is not just about closing the day. It is about preparing for the day to come. It is about planting seeds in the soil of tonight that will blossom in the fields of tomorrow. When you pray before bed, you are essentially saying, Lord, I give you my night, but I also give you my morning. I give you my dreams, but I also give you my destiny. I trust you not only with where I lay down, but with where I will rise up. Do you know how powerful that is? You are shaping your tomorrow before it even arrives. You are inviting heaven to meet you at sunrise. You are telling God, go ahead of me, prepare the way, align my steps, strengthen my hands, guard my heart. Prayer prepares you because it positions your spirit. When you wake without prayer, you often wake into chaos, rushing, reacting, scrambling to find your footing. But when you end your night in prayer, you wake already aligned. You wake with peace instead of panic, with purpose instead of confusion, with confidence instead of fear. You wake knowing that you didn't face the night alone, and you will not face the day alone either. Do you realize that every new day comes with brand, new mercies? God has a fresh supply waiting for you, but prayer is what opens your hands to receive it. If you don't pray, you risk walking into tomorrow empty-handed, trying to fight today's battles with yesterday's strength. But if you pray, you're saying, God, fill me again, renew me again, equip me again. Prayer is how you draw from the well that never runs dry. And let me tell you, prayer not only prepares you for blessings, it prepares you for battles, because some of you will face challenges tomorrow that you don't even see coming today. But when you prayed the night before, you already set angels in place. You already spoke life into your future. You already declared victory before the battle began. You already dressed yourself in spiritual armor while you were still lying in bed. And when the attack comes, it won't catch you off guard. It will find you already covered. Prayer builds momentum. It carries you forward. Think of it like a runner who stretches before the race. Think of it like a builder who lays the foundation before building the house. Think of it like a soldier who sharpens his sword before going into battle. Prayer is the preparation that ensures you don't just survive tomorrow, but you thrive in it. And here's the beauty. When you pray before bed, you're not just preparing for survival, you're preparing for overflow. You're saying, Lord, don't just get me through the day. Use me in the day. Don't just carry me, empower me. Don't just bless me, make me a blessing. That's the kind of prayer that sets the tone for divine appointments, for unexpected opportunities, for favor that follows you wherever you go. So don't ever think of prayer as wasted words. Every prayer is an investment into your tomorrow. Every thank you, every forgive me, every cover me, every guide me is a deposit that heaven multiplies into a return you cannot measure. Tonight's prayer is tomorrow's strength. Tonight's prayer is tomorrow's peace. Tonight's prayer is tomorrow's breakthrough. So when you close your eyes tonight, don't just see it as an ending, see it as a beginning. Don't just see it as rest. See it as preparation. Say, Lord, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know you hold tomorrow. Go before me, walk with me, surround me, and then sleep in peace, knowing that you are already stepping into mercies that are new, fresh, and tailor-made for you. Because when you pray at night, you don't just survive the dark, you wake ready for the dawn, and when that dawn comes, you will rise not in your own strength, but in the strength of the one who prepared the way while you rested.